Alright, welcome to EM Pinball Repair Episode 6, my Gottlieb's Pioneer machine from 1976. I'm actually going to sell this machine for a couple of reasons I'll detail later, and it's going to be leaving the house in like 2 days, so might as well get a video on it before it leaves. Hit the start button, reset, and I'm going to hit it twice too. We'll play a two-player game. You can take your bets right now. Who's going to win, me or me? You know, player 1 or 2. We'll see. I'm going to actually play this game, so I don't know how long this is going to last. Might be a while, we'll see. Oh, come on. D's actually all I need left. That's pretty good. I didn't realize I got C right off the bat. It's always the hard one. The left flipper sticking is like the one thing I still have left to do on this one. And redo some of the score wheels, touch them up with some Sharpie, because they are very worn. Now that I've got all the targets down, I will get double bonus in the center hole sometimes, which would be really good because it's 14,000 right now. That'd really put me ahead. Now it's 15,000, so my bonus is max, but it's not lit for double because it lights off the position of the score motor. So once you've got everything completed, it's lit for either extra ball, special, or double bonus, depending on the score motor. Alright, ball for player 2 now. That was a pretty good score for player 1 on the first ball, so a lot of catching up to do. Can't really shake the table like this either, so we'll have to see how well I do. It's not insanely complex for an EM machine, but it's definitely one where you kind of have to think a little bit. Half that score for player 2, so this might be a player 1 game. I was going to say it will be if I get C off the bat again. I always want to go for C on this game because you can only get it up top, whereas every other letter you can get in 2 different places. Alright, ball 2, player 2. Darn. Ooh. I didn't know if I was going to say that. I don't have the tilt in here because it was very destroyed, so that's why I haven't tilted and shaking the game so hard. Ball 3 of 5. I really do think this game also deserved to have at least 100,000 point light, because I've rolled it multiple times. I know I'm good at pinball too, but like still. The game that I had on here before I even started it up was like a 90,000 point game, so if you look back to the start of the video, I was like, yeah, I killed it. That was actually that game. I finally collected the full quadruple bonus for 60,000 points, which is really cool to watch. I'll show you that at the very end or after my gameplay. I'll show you what that does, because I guarantee won't be able to get an extra ball or a special or a double bonus on this game. It's very hard to do any of those, since everything resets at the start of every new ball. That is when you don't have an extra ball. Getting an extra ball overrides that reset, so very important. It's also very tricky because getting those letters is kind of up to chance. Ball 4, player 1. You can see the ball in play at the top left there. Oh, come on. Getting C is also very good for your score because it lights the star rollover that's right underneath it. So you automatically get a bonus advance when you get C for sure. I might get double bonus on player 2, so I have to look out. There we go. Oh, come on. Try it again. There we go. Now since it was lit... Oh, no! 42-49, final ball. The automatic double bonus lights up on the final ball, so... Ooh, see. That's 2,000 points right there. 4,000 points. At least I could get a double bonus, but it's pretty hard to do. It's a little bit more weird than your standard pinball experience since you don't have slingshots by the flippers. Ooh. Just A left? This will be a slaughter if I get all the letters. Player 2 won't have a shot. I already have a 20,000 point bonus coming for double. Oh, come on. Oh, that's rough. $24,000 bonus points, and I got to replay at 74,000. Oh boy, that's rough. Who believes in player 2? I don't. Oh my gosh. Oh, player 2 got a match, so I guess that's something. Anyways, let's take a look inside here. Let me get my tripod out of the way. I like my tripod. Actually, before we take a look on the inside, I'm going to show you the process of how everything should behave on the play field. Let me set my phone here for 5 seconds as I get the glass off. So you press the start button on the coin door. Sweet. So the way everything on this game behaves, you've got your letters. Like I stated, you can get any of the letters in 2 different places except for C, which is just up here. Each letter lights a star rollover. There's 5 stars to correspond with 5 letters. And so E lights this one, and D lights this one. So when they're unlit, they're just 100 points, like your 100 points in the letters itself. And when they're lit, it's 500 points and a bonus advance. So I'm at 2,000. And since that cycles the score motor to do 500 points, it cycles what's lit on the kickout hole. So right now, if I had everything completed, it'd be special. Now, if I had the targets completed, it'd be double bonus. Now, since I have the letters completed, my hole is extra ball. So, get in there. Turns it off, same player shoots again. I get my bonus points. Then my ball and play doesn't advance. And it shoots again until I roll over the switch. And that de-energizes the extra ball relay. But since the stuff doesn't reset on getting an extra ball, it's very good to get an extra ball in this machine, considering on your very next ball, you still have all the letters complete and any of the targets that you had down. And you can very easily just get 2 extra balls in a row since that hole's already lit again. And like I said, once you get everything down, the hole becomes special. So all the letters, all the targets complete. You've got special on one rotation of the score motor, extra ball on another, and then scores double bonus on the third one. So this doesn't actually light the double bonus. That only comes on ball 5. This just scores a double bonus for whatever you have and decreases your bonus meter all the way. Otherwise, you've got 10-point contacts behind the slings, above them, and here. And pop bumpers always score 100. They just turn off when the score motor runs, as well as the start rollovers. Outside's 500 NAD bonus, just like dropping all the targets is, and yeah, that's how everything scores. We skip to ball 5. See, the really fun thing about this machine is getting double bonus. So if I get the bonus, the bonus maxes out at 15,000. So right now the bonus won't go any higher than 15,000. And if you get double bonus when the kickout hole's lit by having all the targets down, and the automatic double bonus by having it on ball 5, you get the hidden quadruple bonus, which in this case would score 60,000 points. So let's see if that scores properly. My ending score will be 105,000. So it'll roll over, but it won't count. So here we go. On the money. And that's just 106,000 because I didn't account for the extra 1,000 that the hole scores automatically. So on the money with that bonus right there. That's sweet. Got a replay card in there. Now we'll just look on the inside and kind of give a brief overview of what everything inside looks like. I unfortunately do not have a copy of the schematics. I have a copy of New York's schematics. I might just get that out so you guys can see that. I think it's in here. No, that's not it. Shoot. Oh, yeah, it's the blue thing. Yeah, it is. Okay, so you have a New York instead of a Pioneer, one of the 3 different versions that they made of this exact machine. This is the Atabal version. Here's your schematic for you, so pick one, pick 2, see if I can get out of the way so it gets less blurry, pick 3, and pick 4. Because F. Gottlieb, am I right? Only pinball repair people know what that means. Anyways, here's the inside, or lack thereof. This is a pretty beat up machine when I got it. It's a little flipper stick there. But essentially, all of these labels are correct. for your relays. Some guy had lost the original replay sheet, so he made his own. Except for this one. This is not labeled. This is the first ball relay. That was part of the problem here. Which was funny, because the guy that did, what is it? The Goat Shed, Kim Oswald. My buddy Kim. He did a video on Pioneer. He has it up on his YouTube. I'd also check that out if you want to go more in depth as to some of the problems. But mine actually had the exact same problem that he had, where someone had replaced this first ball relay with the incorrect coil. Should be the same coil, I believe, that's in this game over relay. And this one has some electrical tape. Some guy was really having fun with trying to get this to work. But it works fine. So, and the wrapping came off when I put it on, because these coils do get hot. They are always on when it's on first ball and when you just unplug the game and plug it back in. So I'll turn the machine off right now. It'll de-energize, and both of them will pull in. It's not the first ball, but they're both pulled in, game over and first ball. That's just how they're wired. So, yeah, they get really hot, and because it got so hot, it actually started to burn. You can see the plastic there onto the relay plate because they put the wrong coil in there that didn't have enough resistance. It should have about 20 ohms worth of resistance, that original relay coil. I'm assuming the reason that they did that, I even went to one of my spare bottom boards to take that relay coil off of it, off the first ball one, because I happen to have a Gottlieb 2-player bottom board, and that relay coil had been replaced with that same stinking relay coil that was in that one. It was not enough ohms, but thankfully the game over one hadn't been replaced. I think the reason that they always replaced those was because over time, you know, all the switches came misadjusted, and a lot of this thing just having enough power to barely pull itself in. A lot of that is just about making sure your switches don't have too much tension. You only want them to have enough tension to be able to make break on the top. It's a very, very small adjustment you need to make. But because people didn't know probably how to make that adjustment, they're like, oh, we'll just put a stronger coil in there so it always pulls it down. Well, yeah, but then everything fries, and then you're out of luck. So yeah, another thing you want to make an adjustment on for all these Gottliebs, besides of course your bonus unit, which is awful. Always want to clean that every single stepper, especially the bonus one. Make sure it works properly. All of these drop targets, you want these blades to not actually touch the back of this finger. You want it to be close. You know, you want it basically, because this finger is sliding down when that drop target comes down. And if there's too much tension, that drop target will come almost all the way down and not finish. The easy way to test that is to just hold the drop target from the top and then hold it on its way down, and then make sure at every stage you can let go and it still returns. You can just do it from the bottom easily too. If you go real slow and it gets hung up, then you'll want to adjust the switch so there's not enough tension. You just want it to have enough tension to fly past, because all that switch is just 500 and add bonus. The same as these outlane switches. Guarantee you it'll be wired to orange, black, white, orange. Orange, black, white, orange. Yep, 500 and add bonus. You just want it to have enough to just graze it. Because if that switch gets stuck, then you're constantly scoring 500 and you're constantly scoring that bonus, and it's not a good time. You might be wondering why everything looks the way it is, and it's unfrizzled and all that stuff, and there's electrical tape around these wires going to the Jones plug here. Oh, another thing. These Jones plugs are the exact same length. Initially, when I plugged everything back in, I didn't get much of anything going on in the playfield. Yeah, you can plug these in the wrong way. There's no telling which one goes to where. They made them the same length. Thank you, Gottlieb. Yeah, so make sure you look at the wire colors when you plug in the Playfield Jones plugs, because you can mess that up. Other than that, can't think of any major adjustments that need to be made to the back. I don't even have the score motor sheet in here to show you guys. That's That's how down bad I am for some instructions. Very last but not least, I'll at least show what goes on in the back there. Oh, I tilted it. I don't know how. I don't have the tilt in there. Oh, I turned the game off and put it back on. It does it automatically. What am I doing? Okay, well, pull the game out from the wall. I brought my flathead screwdriver bit and my drill just for this, because I did not want to put a lock on here and use a lock on a machine that I am selling. Argue with me if you want, but if I'm making a profit, I would rather put a single long screw and 2 washers for essentially free than put a $7 lock in the back of it that will probably never get used anyways. All right, here's the wonderful mess that's going on back here. I happen to have this wire not going to anything. Thought that was funny. Yeah, this is the efforts of a rat that ate everything. So the previous owner rewired all these Player One score motors, or Player One score reels, all the match lights, and all the ball and play lights. And he got everything right. He did everything right, except for this big red wire that is supposed to be the common power. I first plugged it in, and none of the score reels did anything, and I was so upset. But no, it was just this red wire needed to be soldered to where it was initially connected to. It just was probably a bad connection that he did to give common power to all these score reels. So yeah, normally I would never leave anything like this. That's also one of the reasons that I'm selling this game, is because I don't want to have to deal with this nightmare when something goes wrong. But I mean, I will. I told the guy I'd still fix it for him eventually. But all it took was cleaning all those switches and cleaning literally everything inside of the machine, and it worked all right. So you got your weird replay counter that I just overrode all these switches on to make it free play. I think these are probably supposed to be bent into here, but that's not my problem. Connected the right plugs to make it for the proper scores. There's your score adjustment plug sheet if you don't have that in yours. And then last but not least, you've got your match unit, 1000, 100, 10 match unit plugs, and your player unit. I never really understood how these things worked until I broke into this one, because I've never actually cleaned all these switches on the inside until now. And they come off pretty easy, actually. You just take the whole player unit off with this screw, and then you take these 2 screws off the front, and the same 2 screws off the back, and this whole switch stack comes off, and you clean them, which is really nice. But another thing to mention, and I'll say this in probably a relay cleaning video or something, when you're burnishing those switches with your Dremel, if you notice the little contact point in the switch start to spin, you need to take some pliers to that and grip that contact point into there as hard as you can to like re-crimp it, because I had probably 10 loose contact points on everything throughout this machine. It's very problematic when it's on a score reel too, so just make sure. And if you're wondering how to adjust this to be correct for this unit here, I will tell you. 5 seconds. There, right there. So, oh wait, no. I guess, was I looking at the wrong one? Yeah, I was. It's this one way back there. So right there on this position, on the 0 position where this back switch gets actuated, that is when the single peg needs to be on this peg. That is the only way to adjust this, because this correlates to this. So, granted, you're not going to lose much with maladjusting this, besides just ball and play light and maybe going to game over properly with these pegs down here. But yeah, it still sucks. Another thing to notice is these 2 stacks on the front, I can guarantee without even doing anything that is sending all the power to player 1 score reels and sending all the power to player 2 score reels, or vice versa. So you can see when it's going to be ball and play, like ball and play 1, player 1, This gets actuated to send all the signals to player 1. That gets actuated to send all the signals to player 2. Then it double steps again, or triple steps to be on ball in play 5, player 1. Ball in play 5, player 2, and then so on and so forth. Get to game over. Yeah, it's a pretty simple game in the back. Really cool quadruple bonus possibilities. And I would consider, you know, I feel like this should be a 100,000 point game where it has 100,000 light in it. But yeah, definitely will own another Pioneer / Spirit of 76 in the future. I definitely probably prefer that over the add-a-ball version because it's already way too easy to get extra ball, in my opinion, on this game. Or get it and keep it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And very loud counting up. Anyways, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a good night. See you in the next episode, or whatever the heck. Subscribe!